This rejection and this inversion of this fair value gap supports this decline to at least retest the lows of the market. So what I'm looking to see is whether or not price continues down in a very, very aggressive manner. And it seems like we're setting up for that. The main thing is we don't have any hurdles in sight. All we've got is lows on the chart. We've got a level of support here, followed by liquidity resting here, and the rest is just further liquidity. So we could actually see a major crash in the markets over the next few weeks.
That was another flash from the past. We checked the date, I predicted a market crash. I mean, my calls have been pretty incredible over the past 6 months, pretty much. My run since the election, and excuse my voice, I'm kind of ill right now, but my run since the election has been pretty much 100%. And it's all documented on this channel. So you can go all check out the old videos that I've recorded. You can see the analysis that I've done for it, you know. But yeah, we had a market crash last week. I wasn't expecting a market crash. The chances of a market crash happening is extremely rare, even though everyone's always constantly talking about how the market's going to crash. And I actually predicted the market crash from last week. I positioned perfectly into it, so you can't say that, I didn't have my money where my mouth was. And on one of the evaluation accounts, I have now hit the profit target. So, in case you was unaware as well, the trading that I'm doing and recording on these videos, I've actually been putting them into a playlist, going from just a small investment to, being invested and having over $1 million in capital management. So I'm actually going to show you how I'm doing this as well. I've got a spreadsheet showing um, how much I'm spending, whether or not a parcel fell. I'm monitoring every aspect of it. Monitoring it. I'm going to be monitoring it every month. I'm going to show you guys how much I'm out of pocket and how much I'm refunded. So when I get my first payout on this is going to be 439 refunded. This out of pocket is going to go to zero. The goal, obviously, ideally, is to have to get to $1 million worth of funded with no out of pocket payments. But because I want to pass these evaluations, I might make a few mistakes. But nevertheless, we'll see how things go. I'm also going to show you how much I'm earning through the funded accounts, which prop firms um I get funded with. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the payouts. So yeah, I really recommend you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to make sure that I'm still producing this type of content. And yeah, okay. So let me wipe the chart clean, and we can do a quick analysis of the US30 chart. So obviously last week we was trading in our range, and price finally broke out of the trading range that we was traded in. Um, this is very, very important because that's why we had the aggression to decline down. Initially, I thought that price was going to rally back into the premium part of the range, but what we ended up having was we had a rejection of this fair value gap here, which was then further rejected when I positioned to get short into the market for my perfect entry. So that's why we, positioned around this area. That's why I got short, and that's why I said we was targeting these levels of liquidity down here. So the first level of liquidity that we was targeting was obviously this level, which we broke past immediately, and then after that we was targeting levels of liquidity resting at this level here, which I think we only just breached. So at this moment in time, now I'm expecting price to go for the rest of it. So we have some more liquidity down here. We've got some more liquidity right below it, and all of these levels I expect to get taken next week. And then when we go into next week and liquidity levels get taken, we'll come back and we'll re-strategize on whether or not price is going to be able to go higher. And this is the last one down here. So we've got levels of liquidity. Now, if we actually do get past all of these levels, what can happen down here? Well, we do have a fair value gap right here. So I'll put that on the chart as well. But this is the main level we're watching out for. If price breaks this level as well, then we're actually going to have a huge decline. This is the level I'm expecting to bounce at. This fair value gap right here. However, if we do breach this level, there's a chance that we do come back down here to fill. This is the only other fair value gap I can see on the chart. And then if this one gets broken, then we come back down to this one. So these are the levels on the chart. At the moment, it's a falling knife. I'll be very, very, very wary about taking buy trades in this market. You really just want to try and position short. As you can see, even on the 5 minute chart, all the rallies have been sold off aggressively. It's not very easy to get into short positions on this chart, and that's why I mentioned to you guys that I did not want to try and reposition or exit this market once I got positioned up here. And if you're unaware, my position was at I think it was 510, between around this level. I'll show you guys in a moment where it was. But a 250 pip stop loss, and I was targeting. I think it was this level down here. So yeah, so if we have a look, and this is the account, just so you know, I've reached the profit target. They want me to sign the agreement form and obviously get my funded account. And just to be clear, there was two reasons I got into the market. The first reason was because we came back into this fair value gap. The second reason was because price backed up during not the inauguration, during the liberation day, and we also had previous days highs liquidity right here. So when price was in this level, above this level, I was looking for any opportunity to short the market down. And that's how we found this position to get short. Turned out to be perfect, right inside the fair value gap. Price fell, then we gapped down at pre-market for Asia session, and then price just fell off a cliff. We had very pretty much no opportunities to get back into the market. If you had exited any of your positions, you would have struggled. But yeah, it was a massive decline, and now we're looking for further levels of liquidity to be swept. So going into next week, we're still targeting these levels of liquidity down here. The only way I'd recommend you to try and get into the market is to look for consolidation or sideways movement during Asian session, where price just moves sideways. And if you get a sideways movement like this during the Asian session, during New York session, you should target the highs of Asia session. And when Asia session gets swept like this, you position here, sell the market down, and aim to target this fair value gap and all the levels of liquidity here. So this is what your trade would look like. This is the best I can give you in regards to trying to get into the market. But as I said, I'm also going to be trading this newly funded account as well. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you want to be involved. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. This is my trade idea for early in the week. Try and find it on a Monday or a Tuesday. But nevertheless, my name's Take Note. I'll catch you in the next video.